I'm SoCal Honey Badger, and that was my intro. Alright guys, what's up? How is the sound so far? I was having some sound issues. I think I got them cleared out and cleaned up. But let me know, chat, how is the sound? What's good? Wasib. How you doing? How is everybody this morning? We're gonna go over the patch real quick, but I want to make sure my sound is proper before I get into it. So if you guys think it's too high or too low, let me know. And then sounds crispy, good to go. So this is gonna be a little bit different. What I'm gonna do right now. Shut up, dude. Shut up, MK. I'm going to go over this patch notes with you guys, so let me get my practice mode up, and then I'm going to try and put this up on YouTube, so that way those that miss out will be able to understand the patch a little bit better. I'm going to be switching between like two different screens here to kind of cover everything. So I'm just going to go one by one through all the notes and cover anything that I feel is pertinent, anything that I feel is stupid or not really relevant, I'll just gloss over, and let's get into it. So first change, we have moveless corrections. Okay, cool. Improvements to AI logic. So I assume that means that the AI fighters, when you're either having your AI character or you're fighting an AI character, will be more logical and improved. Fixed issues with augments not granting correct bonuses. Alright, for all the single player people. Increased, this is the biggest one, okay? This one, let me show you. Okay, because you guys who have been watching the stream for a while, this is literally the most important change that I've seen thus far. It has been a problem that, why is my cord all goofy? This has been a problem that most high-end pro players, top players have been having, is that before, whenever you would go to punish something, so let me read what it says, and then I'll explain. Okay? It says, increased button input buffer when exiting a block hit reaction from 2 to 5 frames. So, gonna go into detail here, right? Before, when you blocked a move, it would take you a while to come out of the block in animation and go into a neutral animation to attack. Now, there was a little bit of a buffer for 2 frames, but it still made punishing things hard. Whereas now, you have a 5-frame buffer. Like, most fighting games actually have this 5-frame buffer. I know Guilty Gear does, I know BlazBlue does, MK did not, but MK does now. So it means that you can punish things easier. So this is one of the things that I had problems punishing, right? So let me show you that, right? You had this, oops, wrong one. Con cut, right? Okay, that, pause, that minus 13 made it kind of hard to punish it with a 10-frame move. But if you watch, see, you see how it's a little rough there? But now you can get the punish. It's still a little iffy, right? You still have to time it, but now it will save your input, right? So out of block stun, when you're blocking, if you input a move, it will save that input and repeat it for 5 frames. So coming out of block stun, you can punish things. Again, like I said, con cut is minus 13. I was punishing it with a 10-frame punish. So before, that was basically a 2-frame link, right? Or 5-frame link, right? It's minus 13. I'm doing a 10-frame move, and there was a 2-frame button. So minus 13 plus 2 more frames mean I had 5 frames to get my 10-frame punisher out. But now they added 3 frames, right? So it went from minus 13, and then I had to hit it within 2 frames to be able to punish, to now it's minus 13. I have 5 frames of leniency to get my punish out. So it's a lot easier to punish. See? And you guys know that online it was very, very hard to punish stuff. And it was, you would miss a lot of punishes. Punishes would get blocked, and then especially if you play a character like Kung Lao, where your punish is unsafe, but it's not unsafe if it's a guaranteed punish. Well, now you can go for your punishes, and you'll have a little bit more leniency in getting them, and you don't have to worry too much about your punish being blocked. So, like, you know, you could do easier stuff like that. And so now, instead of having to respect con cut, I can get a free 330 damage every time. That is the biggest change. Because before, I know you guys, you'd see, you know, scorpions teleporting and then, you know, Sub-Zero slide, and you block it and you're like, fuck this guy, he's going to die. And now, or before, it was like a coin toss. Is the lag going to get in the way? Am I going to miss my punish? Should I just punish with a jab combo? Like, let's look at the difference here, right? Oh, I fucked it up. I fucked up my combo. So 276, right? That jab punish was 276. But let's look at the let's look at the mid punish. 300. So punishing with a jab versus punishing with the mid that was slower, that was, you know, that was like 25 damage discrepancy. And now you can go for the higher damaging punishes because they're a little bit easier to do. Again, you guys see me messing it up. You still have to time it, right? You can't just go in there and be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to push the buttons. You can't just push buttons. You do have to practice your timing, but at least the timing has been a little bit widened, right? It's been a little easier to get that, and that's the biggest change of this patch thus far, in my opinion. Let's go on to the next thing. The next couple of things are practice mode changes. They've added a bunch of cool stuff to make it easier to practice. So if you go to practice options, AI options, right? And we can go to custom, and with block, what does it say? So let me just read them. So block attack options have now more defined options: fast, delay, late, which will perform the block attack on the first frame, randomly delayed, or on the last frame. So we can go block, where is it? It's block attack options. So right here, right? You see that? So we can pick which move, right? Or we can do it fast, delay, late, fast, delay, late. So when he goes to punish, we can actually practice against the punish. So that way, I believe this is more of a change for, so we'll set that, right? Okay, let me set him to block. Block mode, all. Okay, there we go. So you see how that works? There used to be, there's a gap in this string, right? There was a gap in that string before where the computer would try to punish you before. So from 1-3, before the hack came out, there was a little bit of a gap where you could push buttons, but you can't get anything out. Whatever you did was going to get stuffed. But the computer, when trying to work on the punish, would end up pushing buttons there. So we can set this to late, and he will punish the whole string. What? Why are you not? There we go. Oh, hold on. Did I set it to something wrong? Oh. Delay. Really? What are we doing? Did I set this to flawless block everything? Block mode. Now it's not coming out. Reversal attack. Custom reversal. Well, there we go. He's not blocking it. Now he's not doing it. What happened? Did this bug out on us in the first, like all the way? Let's try it back with fast. He's not even doing it now. There we go. Oh, it's when he gets the flawless block. Ah. Oh. I get it. I get it. So now, okay, I see what this means. So when they block and they flawless block, they're either going to do a delayed up 2 or 3 or a fast up 2 and 3. So we set it to fast, reversal attack. So we'll do random, whatever. See, there we go. Kind of cool, right? So you can kind of practice your timing against those things, right? So we can do something like that. Let's do something easy. What? Don't do that. Oh, he's just picking whichever is the best one for what I'm doing. Custom reversal. What's going on here? Reversal with navigation. Anyways, that's what that does. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. AI options record now has a new recording slot to be used for custom get up and reversal. So if you go over here, you go to custom record, and then you can pick what kind of block mode they have, what kind of block type they do, movement mode, block attack, delayed get up. You can practice your delayed get up timing. But the one that we were looking at here is custom get up reversal. So you see those there. Movement mode. Where is it? Delayed get up. Recording slot 1, 2, right? So you can get you can put in the recording slots. You can use the recording slots to change the, you see there right there, reversal mode, reversal attack. You can use your slots to record different reversals and different get up attacks. And then we have custom reversal with navigation, which uses the recording slot custom get up reversal starting with button press or the directional input when with navigation. So you can sit there and change up. Where is it? Which one is it? Custom reversal attack. And it's not letting me select it. But it allows you to change which reversal they do when you record something. Well, let's record. Let's turn off this block. Let's just record something. Alright. Now we have... Whoop. It doesn't even let me change all that stuff. How do you do that? Those are nifty options. AI options custom get up attack now is an option for custom reversal. I'd have to mess with these practice mode options a little bit more. Let me catch up with chat. Buff Kano. Kano doesn't need buffs. He's already cheap. Anyways, you see the slots. So go ahead and go in your practice mode and screw with them. I didn't screw with them. I literally woke up and you guys are like, there's a patch. And I'm like, okay, all right. I guess I got to go stream. I wasn't planning on streaming today. So let's go down the rest of them because I'd have to play with these. But it looks like you can change it to where, like, if you knock them down, then they can, you can set it up. You can do different setups is what it seems like you can do. Right? You can set it up to where he does a thing, and then if you knock him down, then he will, you can set up his different knockdowns and stuff, or different reversals, so you can practice reversaling reversals. You know what I'm saying? So like, say you set up like a flawless block setup. You do a string that you know is negative, and you can practice and then you have a flawless block setup that you have after your string. And you can set it to where, like, you do the string and then he tries to poke after the string, so you can practice flawless blocking after your string. That's what it seems like to me. So we have block, attack, and then you can set the block attack to whatever you want. And if you go to AI options, custom, right, and you can sit there, block attack, or reversal attack, custom reversal with navigation, right? So you go to custom reversal with navigation, and then he'll do a specific reversal that you want. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. right? You would go in and record in recording slot 1, right? Bam. So we do that. Well, oh. And then you go to AI options, block mode, all. Right? Let me see. I want to see how to get this to work. Right? Block, attack, breakaway, throw, escape, movement mode, block type, normal. Block mode, all. Playback trigger, auto, recording slot. Okay. Seems a little wonky on how to get that to work. Reset on playback, on. He just does that. Have him standing. Block type, normal. Block mode, all. Stance, hold. There we go. Oh. Alright, we're going to figure out how to do this, guys. Stance, hold, playback trigger, right stick. Okay, we'll do that. I'm hitting the right stick. He's not doing anything. Seems kind of buggy. Playback trigger, right stick. Let me click it. I'm moving. Oh, there we go. Click it. There we go. So you can record him setting up that sort of stuff. Anyways, let's get to the juice, right? Let's get to the actual juice. I'm going to get out of this, right? These playback options seem a little wonky. Hold on, don't be blocking shit. Oh, hold on. I'm pushing buttons. Block, off. Stop it. Alright, let's get to the juice. Let me see what chat is saying real quick. Ain't no point to play upgraded. Game is good at nerfing. Yeah, well, upgraded was stupid. Nuggy. Upgraded was dumb. And it was cheap. So, yeah, it's got to go. Alright, fixed an issue. Hold on. Added several new brutalities for players to discover. That's cool. All get up flawless block up 3 attacks will no longer hit opponents from behind except for Kung Lao, Sonya, and Garrus. So basically, you can cross them up, right? So before, let's set him get up attack. Where is it? We'll do Tonitia blast, right? So we knock him down. He's going to get up. He's going to do that. And before, you could knock him down, and it would hit you while you're crossing him up. Oh, let me do a faster, a better one. See how it's missing? I can be behind him, and it doesn't do anything. However, if we switch places, right? We'll switch it to that. Okay, get a knockdown. Oh, I didn't set it. AI options, get up mode, on, get up attack, flip kick, right? Oh, did I hit the wrong button? Get up attack, flip kick. I hit the wrong button again. I hit the wrong button. I'm very bad at life. Flip kick. Square, right? So we knock him down. Do I have a better knockdown than that? Okay, that one sucks. Let me do that. You see how you can't really cross him up. I don't have a good knockdown to knock him down close to me. Let's do short hop. Oh. You see how Kung Lao's, Sonya, and Garrus can still stop you from crossing them up. That's just unique to their wake-up attacks. Fixed an issue with several crushing blow requirements, sometimes not working correctly while the opponent is still in a hit reaction animation. So I guess there was a bug where if you were hitting them but you had fulfilled crushing blow requirements, the crushing blow would still not come out while they're in hit reaction animation. That sounds like a situation. Okay, so let me try and recreate this situation. Let me turn off all of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to turn off get up mode. Okay, so you would do something like down 1 into that, right? And that had a crushing blow if you hit it on counter hit. But if they were in hit stun from the down 1 and were mashing, sometimes while they're in hit stun, it wouldn't register that you got the crushing blow because they were in hit stun and not in the attack animation. So now when you hit that, if they're mashing, and I do this for the crushing blow for the counter hit requirement, apparently it will still work. So even if you have them in hit stun, if you fulfill the crushing blow requirements while they're in hit stun, you'll still get the crushing blow. I think that's pretty much a bug fix, and that's what I'm getting from what they're saying here. Added new Forge recipe for players to discover. That's cool for people that like the Forge. Let me see what's going on. Michael, what's up, Badger? Why are you streaming today? Because there's a patch. No, it wasn't. I run into more subs and scorpions and Codals and Jades more than Jackie upgraded. Yeah, you're always going to run into those scrubby characters more than Jackie, but the problem was when you ran into a Jackie, she was stupid. So, character-specific changes. I'm going to go over these one by one and cover that for you guys. So, Cassie fixed a visual issue with the holsters that could sometimes occur when performing dual-wield amplified. That seems like more of a visual bug. Like when you do dual-wield and you amplify it, something would glitch and her guns wouldn't go into the holsters. That's a weird thing that didn't happen all that often, but I'm glad they fixed it.
Gears.
Next on the list is this
Snowman.
asshole. And we got some pretty big, pretty important changes with Garrus here. So I was messing with these in practice mode to kind of show you guys, to kind of get a feel for them for myself. And they are quite significant, and they do play into each other. So you have this shit, right? And you had Garrus do this. Nuggy loved to do this. Nuggy, you love to do this. Run, sand trap, run, sand trap. Well, guess what? That's gone. So, reduce the travel distance to dash forward and dash backwards. So he doesn't move as far anymore. So he can't really run away as quickly and then just do that. Also, of note, the increased recovery on a miss of sand trap by 4 frames. So he would go and he would do sand trap. You see how he recovers a lot slower when you miss it. Which means if he throws this out, you have time to get in. And because his backdash goes less distance, he has less of an opportunity to run away. So eventually Garrus is going to have to deal with you. He can't just do this and then back up and then do this and then back up. You're going to have time to approach. So you look at the frame data on Sand Trap and recovery, right? That's the whiff animation, is 32 frames. So they've added 4 frames there. So you can't just whiff Sand Traps. The Nuggy Poundy special, right? Grr special of throw down sand traps, run away, throw down sand traps. You can still do it, but you're not going to be able to do it for as long, right? So you're going to have to, what the hell? Triggers if opponent is stand blocking, player cannot be in block stun. Did they change that crushing blow secretly? Or did they just forget to update it? Because before you used to have to whiff it 2 times before the crush would come up. Now it's if the opponent is stand blocking. Or it says, that's like the old one, if I'm not wrong. But anyways, Garrus cannot just run away. Let's see, what is chat saying? I was just about to start streaming, and then I see everyone else is streaming. Yeah, pretty much. Ego Killer says you're gonna catch these hands. Yeah, Garrus can't just run away anymore. That's the big takeaway from this patch, is that Garrus cannot run away and whiff sand traps and just keep you out with spamming sand trap. He can't do it. I mean, he can, but he can't do it effectively and just draw out the whole match and never have to engage or never have to deal with anything else. His backdash is slower, or it goes, not slower, it goes less of a distance, so he covers less ground, and the sand trap whiff animation is a little bit longer. It's not nerfed to the point where you can't do it. So those of you that like to do that, you can still do that. It's just that you can't do that the whole match. They will, if they're trying to get in, they will eventually get in. Now, next on the list, we have a favorite character.
Tundra.
Everybody's favorite character. Sub-Zero, right? No, not at all. So let me go over and read these, and then while it's loading, I'll explain it in-game. Directing bionic bounce towards or away costs 1 bar of defensive meter. The landing recovery frames of air shrapnel blast, air grenade launcher, and air prototype rocket can no longer be circumvented when being 2-in-1 canceled from a jump attack with specific timing. First of all, this shit, right? She would jump, and you look at that. All of her meter is gone. So if you do the close one, still loses the meter. Do the long one. So Jackie can now no longer just do this shit where she comes in and she does this, right? And then, oh, let me set him to block, because it's easier when he's blocking stance, right? She can't just do that, right? Oh, he blocked. I'm out of here. She can't just run away and now I'm safe. Fuck you. Now I'm going to come back in. Now I'm going to jump in. Oh, he blocked. Oh, I'm out of here. Oh, he blocked. I'm gone. That's gone. Jackie can no longer run away from free. Next one is landing recovery frames of air shrapnel blast, air grenade launcher, and air prototype can no longer be circumvented when being 2-in-1 canceled from a jump attack with specific timing. So this had to do more with the double burn, right? So she would do that and then do another one, right? Oh, come on. Hold on. I don't play Jackie that much. And then she would do a jump attack, right? She would do that and then do another one. So, but the thing is, and then burn it again. So she would do that. Let me do it. Come on. It's kind of hard to do it here. Oh. Why can't I do it? There we go. We'll do it with the kick. Right? So she can't just sit there and if she timed it right, not have to have the recovery animation. And not have to worry about falling down and getting hit. So now when she's falling down from those, she can get hit. Absolutely. So the big takeaways on the patch is Jackie can no longer run away from free. And when she does the cancel into shrapnel blast or whatever, what's the other one? This, that. She still has to have her recovery animation from coming down. So she can do that. Right? She can, see? So she's going to have some problems. Absolutely. What is chat saying? I didn't touch collectors, so I'm happy. They nerfed Jackie and Johnny. Nerfed Johnny wasn't needed. A little mad at that. Could probably be punished now with a shadow kick. Fucking cancer. Upgraded. Yeah, upgraded. Upgraded got downgraded. She's no longer stupid. No longer that stupid. You're going to be seeing a lot of Jackies a lot of Jackies are going to get exposed. Let's just say that. Because she can't run away for free. If she runs away, she can't break away when you catch her. And she can't just kind of mindlessly do some of her air attacks without having to deal with the consequences. So next up on the list is Jade. It's a very small change.
Snowman.
Very small change. But a noticeable change. So it says wiggle stick away 2 or back punch can now still be 2-in-1 canceled if the first or second attack hits on the opponent but the last hit misses. So basically you had this, right? And you could only get the 2-in-1 if you could only get the 2-in-1 if all hits hit. But if you spaced it, right, and you spaced it to where only like the first or second hit, you can still 2-in-1 it now, right? So if they're like backdashing and you missed, or like if they're in the middle of jumping, right? If they're jumping, so let's set him to jump. Movement mode. Jump, right? So if he's jumping and we hit our wiggle stick and he's in the air and it only catches the first hit, you could still 2-in-1 it, right? So let's time it to where he jumps when I hit it. There we go. Well, see how you can still get the 2-in-1? So this is going to help Jade in dealing with people that are holding up on wake up or just jumping randomly. Basically, if they jump in the air and you hit them with the first hit, you can still 2-in-1 cancel. Before, you couldn't. You could only 2-in-1 cancel the last hit. Let's go to our next character. That is a pretty big buff for Jade, because one of the problems that she used to have was that, you know, that move, she wouldn't have any follow-ups. Your damage output would be really low. Even though you made the read and stuck your move out and got him, you couldn't get anything off of it. So we got Jax up next. These are kind of small quality of life changes. They're not any like really big buffs or nerfs. So the first one is Gurney. Forward and back kick no longer has different hit advantage when hitting, standing, and ducking opponents. So that, right? If you were standing or if you were ducking, it would have different frame advantage. But now it has the same frame advantage across the board. It's going to be 6 frames. So he's going to get all 6 frames no matter what. Isn't that a high? Oh, it's a mid. Okay. So doesn't matter where he does it. He's going to get it every time. It's going to make this follow-up a little bit easier to land. So if they were ducking, oftentimes that would whiff. So you'd use this as like your advancing mid to get inside. But if they were ducking and it hit, sometimes the second hit would whiff even though you landed the combo. The next change is Ripped Amplify. Now recovers 4 frames faster on hit and 6 frames faster on miss, and is now -8 on block, down from 4. So it's a little bit more unsafe. Which one is Amplify? Ripped Amplify. Is that in this variation? Yeah. Okay. So this, right? So recovers 4 frames faster. So the recovery used to be 4 frames less. That would be 28. Or no. It used to be 36. The 4 frames faster it recovers. Now it's recovering in 32. Oh, on hit. Yeah. And then 6 frames faster on miss, and is now -8 on block. So basically, when you did that, it's now more unsafe on block, but better if you hit, and safer if you whiff. So if you whiff, I mean, that's still a long whiff, right? So it recovers 6 frames faster on miss. That's still a long whiff, right? If you do it on hit, it recovers a little bit faster, so you can kind of use your frame advantage to go do more stuff. And then on block, it's now -8, which means they can get like a jab punish. Especially with the new input buffer, you can do stuff better, you know. You can sit there and punish with that. And it would be a lot easier to get that punish since it's -8. That's not really going to help a lot of characters. You're going to be needing like a 6 or 7 frame jab to punish it anyways. But it is a little bit easier to punish. So while that's loading up, let me see what chat is saying. Chat is not saying anything. But thank you, Nightbot, for posting my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Next character, right? We have Yanni Carlton. This is a fun one. Woo, Lord, this is fun. Let me get my coffee. This is going to be fun. I know some of you are probably not happy with these. I did mess with these changes a little bit in practice mode while setting up the stream. And, ooh, God, let me just read this to you. Rising Star can now no longer be amplified when it is flawless block. Just basically like every other special move, right? So we have all, block type, flawless block. So you do that. Look at my inputs. Rising Star is not coming out if they flawless block. Basically what that does is if you anticipate him going for a jab Rising Star and you try to flawless block up 2, before he would do the jab, you would block it, and then you would hit the up 2, but Rising Star would hit you. Now, if he does the jab and you flawless block it and you go to up 2 to counter him and get a free combo, he cannot Rising Star to punish your up 2 attempt. So you will get your up 2 and you will get your free combo. That's kind of big because Johnny Cage kind of bypassed that whole mechanic there. This is the next one. Let me turn off this block nonsense. Block. Off. off, right? They're gonna hit you, right? So just watch this, right? Oh, do that. Oh, it costed a meter to do a special move, amplified. But look at this, right? Let's set him up. Block mode. Okay, regular block, right? You do this. Bam! Did you see that? His Rising Star Amplified now costs as much meter as Kung Lao's Orbital Hat if they block. So if I hit it, it doesn't do anything. But if they block it, it takes a bar of offensive and defensive. And not only on block, but check this out. On whiff too. That's kind of a big change to Johnny Cage because this was cheap as hell, right? So that's punishable, right? Regular Rising Star, you could punish back in the day, right? Minus 14 if he didn't amplify it, but if he amplified it, he would be minus 5. Thing is, now, if he doesn't amplify it, you get a free punish. If he does amplify it to protect himself when you block, he loses a bar of defensive meter. Fuck you, Johnny Cage. Your cheap move is dead. Those are the changes to Johnny Cage. They kind of removed a lot of his cheapness. Johnny Cage is kind of going to go down a little bit in the meta. Rising Star and Force Balls were what made him cheap. Now he doesn't have a free Rising Star, and Force Balls were nerfed in the last patch. Let me see what chat said. Minor buff, right? So Johnny Cage got nerfed. I don't want to say that he got nerfed into the ground. He got nerfed pretty substantially. He can't get away with stuff. He's not cheap anymore. Now things have a cost. They cost things. All right, so Kotal Khan, Heavy Blade. Let me get Kotal Khan loaded up. So I didn't go over too much of his. So this is going to be new for me as well for you. But let me read what it says. Heavy Blade back kick now starts up 1 frame faster and can now be 2-in-1 and has a different hit reaction. Yeye Kame disc now causes 5 more frames of block stun and has more pushback when normal blocked. Fixed a visual issue with totem visual effects persisting during some fatalities. Okay, so that's just a bug fix. When you do a fatality, you're not going to have totems up. Okay, this standing 4, right? Now you can combo it. Has a different hit reaction. It launches them, so you can do that. And that's a combo now. So you can do that. Boom. This is kind of a big change because that's kind of a big footsies tool for him, right? So now you don't have to waste. You don't have to sit there and rely too much on this. Because as we know, back 2-2, kind of unsafe. Standing 4, kind of safe. Also, it says in the patch notes, it starts up 1 frame faster. So it used to be 13, or it used to be 14 frames. Now it's 13 frames, which is actually pretty fast for the range you would want to do this, right? Like, I mean, it's unseeable, and that covers a lot of space. So now Khan can kind of use this in the neutral, right? He could kind of walk back and forth and throw that out there and not have to worry about just relying on those as his spacing tools. He can throw that out, and if he clips you with it, he can get a combo. I mean, you still have to space it properly, because as you can see, Khan cut whiffs, so you still have to be kind of close to him to do it. Next thing is Yeye Kame disc, right? Does he have that in this one? Yeye Kame disc now causes 5 more frames of block stun and has more pushback when normal blocked. So his block stun, that's not block advantage, it's block stun. So when he does the move and you block it, you are stuck in your block animation longer than you were. It's still -7. They didn't change how negative he is. It just changes how long you stay in block stun. So say you do something like this. He's pushed back a little farther. I'm still -7. But you see that he comes out of the block animation. And he comes out of that block animation 5 frames faster. So those are that. All that does is that he has a little bit. So when you do this move and they block it, they have 5 frames more that they're stuck in the block stun, so it's a little bit harder to punish. So you can kind of use this to be safer than you were before. Especially in Variation 3 where you kind of relied on that a lot. Like he would chain strings into the disc in Variation 3. But that's Kotal Khan. And there's small changes, more quality of life things. They're not really significant buffs, but they are buffs that kind of help him with a lot of stuff. So,
Lady Katana.
Our next character.
Tundra.
What's going on, Neon Samurai? We are covering the patch right now real quick.
Are layers still even a thing?
So, this was kind of significant, guys. She kind of got hooked up to the his up to the shiz up. Kitana, she may be pretty good now. First one, okay, fixed an issue with back 142. So, let me read what it says. Fixed an issue with Dark Deception, back 142, crushing blow not triggering if the third attack is a counter. This would happen very rarely, but sometimes you would sit there and do this, and they'd push a button before the third attack came out, and you wouldn't get the crushing blow. So now, even if you whiff the first 2 moves, if this gives you a counter hit, like say you've been staggering this, right? You're just doing this, and they're like, oh, he's not doing the third hit. I'm going to stick out a button after that, right? Now, if you go all the way, boom. If that last hit hits as a counter hit, it will give you your crush. Okay, next thing. Edenian Strike now has 1 more frame of hit pause. Edenian Strike, I think, is Variation 3, right? Isn't that the... Let me pull up Variation... Well, let me go over the stuff in Variation 1 first. Okay, Phantos Amplify can now be delayed by up to 7 more frames. So you could do this and delay it. So before you had to mash it out, right? Now you can do this and kind of delay it. It's not that much of a delay, but you see how fast that is versus how fast that is. So you can delay it a little bit to throw off people's timing that are jumping over that one and catch them jumping over it. Or if you're doing like a combo, you can just go all in. It doesn't matter. You don't need to delay it. It does help her in keeping out from approaching. This is the big one, right? Reduce combo damage scaling on Fan Lift and Fan NATO, and its reaction no longer allows the opponent to break away. So, couple of things, right? Breakaway on. So we do this. He can't break away anymore. Before you would do this, and they would break away right there, and you'd have to go for an uppercut. Now, if you get the Fan NATO, I'm at least allowed 1 move before they can break away. So you look at the difference. Well, look at the difference in damage. Right, so at 127, and then they break away. Hold on. And we got 175 before they can break away. So at least now you can get a little bit more damage before they break away. And a lot of the problem with this was they would break away there, and this would recover slow enough to where they could just get up and punish you. And that was really, really bad because, like, you know, you get your combo off, and then you get that, and then they break away, and then they punish you for landing a combo. Now at least you can do something. Get a little bit of a hit. Do like a jump kick or something before they break away, and you're not going to get punished for landing your combo. Next thing of importance. Let's get rid of the breakaway. Right? Next thing of importance is that the damage scaling is a little bit less. So you can do... And that does 365. So before that used to do around 300 damage, if I'm not wrong. Now you can get a little bit more damage out of... Oh, let me not fuck up the combo. I suck. Oh, I did it too late. Hold on. I did it too early. I haven't done this katana combo in a while. So now that does 298. I remember that doing around like 265, 260, 70-ish. I'm not 100% sure, but basically her bread and butter combos are going to do a little bit more damage, because before, if you hit this, all of her combos would be scaled pretty hard after landing that, and so your damage output was kind of neutered. Now you'll get a little bit more damage out of that. So the next set of changes are going to be to her variation 3. So let's load that up. And let me see, what is chat saying? Every time I'm switching, because I keep a chat on my phone, and then I switch to the patch notes, and then I lose everything chat's saying. So, okay, Ego was just talking about the damage buff and all of that. So I did go over that. So she does hit a lot harder. I don't know what her optimals are going to be now that she hits a lot harder. I'd have to lab her up. But so she got a couple of changes to this variation. On top of having the regular fan NATO changes, right? So that scales less and still being able to delay the burn there. Edenian Strike now has one more frame of hit pause. So Edenian Strike is, where is that? Is that variation 2? Or is that? It is. I thought it was variation 3. Let me pull up variation 3. I haven't played a whole lot of katana in a while. So, okay, that's a different move than I thought it would. Move list. Special moves. Which one is Edenian Strike? Is that a non-tournament edition move? Which one is Edenian Strike? I thought that was in variation 3. Let me pull variation 3 back up. Edenian Strike now has one more hit of hit pause. Which one? Do you guys know what Edenian Strike? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's her jump punch. Oh, okay. So they made the punish, or they made the hit stun one frame longer on that, so she can get easier combos out of that. That's kind of cool. So that has one more frame of hit pause, making your hit confirms off of it a little bit easier. Probably make that jump punch combo off of the fan NATO easier to do. Let's see. Oh, we had another change to fanfare. So let me go over that real quick before going into variation 3. So Royal Protection buff no longer gets removed after using certain attacks, right? So Royal Protection, that is this move, right? The Fireball parry. So when she blocks a special move with that, she would get the buff, but before she used to lose it during certain moves, so now she doesn't lose it. Royal Protection buff now grants a stacking damage buff up to 50% for each successful projectile parry that lasts 10 seconds, and the timer is reset with each successful parry. So if somebody is zoning her out and she's blocking these, she's getting more and more damage each time. And it'll stack up to a 50% damage increase. So when she actually does get in and does get a hit, she's going to be doing 50% more damage. And the timer on it, right? So she would do this. She'd only have the buff for a little while. So let me record Sub-Zero doing an ice ball. Okay. We'll do that. Okay. Right? So the buff will get more and more powerful. And then we can... So you look at this, right? That does 50 damage, right? And now it does 75 damage. So she can kind of use that to get around zoning. And when she finally does get in, she's going to hit a lot more harder. All right? So while I'm loading up Variation 3, let me see what chat is saying. Should go over to the buffs to fans absorbing. Bro, with the buff, she can do 1 bar, 52%. Yeah, I just went over it. So yeah, like, because the damage scaling on Fan NATO is less, her normal combos do a lot more damage, and now when she gets the buff, she's going to be doing a lot more damage. So yeah, Katana's going to hit hard in Fanfare. She's going to be definitely the anti-zoner variation. So, for Variation 3, Edenian Twist Crushing Blow requirement triggers if Fatal Blow is on cooldown. No longer will be possible after Deadly Game Fatal Blow has successfully hit. Right? So, she has this move, Edenian Twist. Right? And you see, it triggers if Fatal Blow is on cooldown, triggers if counters or punishes a low attack. So, before, if she did this while her Fatal Blow, like she would use her Fatal Blow and then she could do Edenian Twist and get the Crushing Blow on it. Now you can't. If you use your Fatal Blow, you also lose that. Crushing Blow. But they made it to where if this counters, hold on, where is it? Counters a low or ducking attack, you can get it out as well, right? So if you're jumping in, say for example you're fighting someone like Frost, whose anti-air is a down 3, right? It's a crouch attack. She's trying to anti-air you. So now you can be like, no, bitch, you're not anti-airing me. I got a crush, right? So let me set the easy Crushing Blow, right? And so they would be trying to do something like that. I know Katana tries to anti-air with this, right? So you're jumping in and she tried to do that to anti-air you. And now if they try to anti-air you with a low move, you're getting that. So, and it leads to a full combo. That's kind of a big one, right? Edenian Twist Crushing Blow now has an alternate requirement if it counters. Okay, so yeah, we just talked about that. So I don't know if that's going to change Fearless too much. Not every character tries to anti-air with low attacks. Like a lot of characters try to anti-air with jabs, right? Just standing jabs. And so you're not going to get that Crushing Blow anti-airing standing jabs. But people that try to anti-air with uppercuts or low pokes, Noob Saibot tries to anti-air with his down 4, stuff like that. She's going to get that Crushing Blow. Or, again, you can also do it if you do your Fatal Blow and they block it. Now you have that Crushing Blow as well. So that's kind of cool. While we're loading up the next character, let me catch up with you Yins guys. It's a Monday stream. What the fuck? There's a new patch, Cabal. I got to cover the patch notes. Let me see what else everyone is saying. Is Kombat League the way you unlock nice skins? You unlock skins in Kombat League, but it's not the only way to unlock skins. Let's see. Did they change anything on Showstopper? No. Let's see. Just Rising Star related, yeah. Can't you play Bloody Palace since it's a Monday stream? Always good. I'd have to reinstall Devil May Cry before I do it. Besides, I gotta go over these patch notes. So, the next one. Kung Lao, I'm just gonna go over them here. Reaction to Vortex no longer allows the opponent to break away. So if you were in Order of Light, you would do Vortex and then they would break away after the lift, right? I'll just go over it the hard way, right? Where are we at? Order of Light.
Snowman.
The other change is fixed a rare issue with Omega Hat not working correctly if a side switch occurs after performing Orbital Hat. That one we will cover in a sec. But basically, with Vortex, because Vortex, basically they made all the wind moves, right? So he would do that, and they would used to be able to break there, right? But at least now you can get a hit, right? So now if they break, so we set him to break away, right? We do that. He's got to take it. He's got to take my next hit. Now he can break away. So it made some of his combos like this, right? Or something like this. So now you're guaranteed like the 214 damage. You still can't really combo it off of something like that. You still can't really combo it off of that too easily outside of the corner. So he still has the same combos he did. It's just when you get the Vortex, they're not just going to immediately break out and you not get at least one hit. The other one, right, is a quasi Lotus Fist buff. So this is something that used to piss me off, right? So like you would do, right? You do orbital hat into omega hat. Let me do it way over here. And if they teleported or something, the hats wouldn't work properly. They'd like whiff. But now, if he teleports, the hats are gonna work properly. Or if they jump over, like say you did like you were sitting there fishing for attacks and they jumped over and you went like that, they're still gonna come out like normal. They're not gonna they used to like disappear, right? So you would do omega hat, and if they jumped over you, like the hat wouldn't even come out at all. Like it would just disappear. It was irritating. So it's a quasi buff. It makes going for the omega hat more consistent. Doesn't really buff or nerf the character significantly. It just makes it to where the move works how it's supposed to. All right, this one.
Noob Cybot.
This one. This one. This is
Car on ship.
kind of a buff actually, right? So Shadow Slide Amplified now has slightly increased hit region when opponent is in a combo, and fixed an issue with the camera when air teleslam hits on a quartered opponent. Is this the one with air teleport slam? So there used to be an issue where if they were in the corner, right? Let's set him up in the corner. Oh, yeah. Right? You do air teleport slam, right? So you would do stuff like this. And the camera would bug out. But the big one is that this now works in the corner. Right? So you used to do stuff like this. Hold up. What is the combo? Yeah, it's that. Hold on. Let me do the... This is a basic noob combo. Oh, and I can't do it. Oh, no, it's 1-1. Oh. So you would do... Let's do this one. Yeah, there we go. So that slide used to whiff in the corner. So like you could do this. Right? Hold on. Ah! I haven't practiced this combo in a while. Come on, noob. So that combo used to whiff a lot in the corner. Now it doesn't. So he actually got a pretty substantial damage buff. Some of Noob's corner combos you would have to end with this, right? But now you can hit his corner combos a little bit easier. So that's a nice little buff to Noob Cybot's damage in that variation. Let's see. Okay, so they just made Lotus Fist better in a way, a tiny way. A tiny way. So so they made it to where you use a slide in the corner. Yeah, when you use a slide in the corner, it's not as bad. Shao Kahn, oh god, this is heartbreaking. Wrath Hammer has replaced Reverse Wrath Hammer when Shao Kahn is summoned with the Helm of Kahn consumable. So that means nothing to us.
Shao Kahn.
But
Tundra.
his other change, Wrath Hammer Crushing Blow requirement is now triggers if hammer throw hits twice in a row. So basically, Shao Kahn's hammer throw, right, his little... It now has a crushing blow if you can hit it twice. It's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know how that's going to shape out. Which one is it? With this? What is the hammer throw? Does he not have it in this one? Did I pick the wrong variation? I did, didn't I? I did. I'm a stooge. Stooge! Uben Stoogen! Let me get a variation that has it. I think Ryzen Emperor has it, right? So, what is it? It is, which one is it? Oh, no. I picked the wrong variation again! Oh, my God. Alright, guys. We got to edit this part out of the YouTube. Okay. We're going to post this on YouTube, but we're editing this part out, right? So, Wrath Hammer, back forward 2. Oops, let me show you guys what it says. So, triggers of hammer throw, hits twice in a row, he gets a crushing blow. That's a new requirement. I don't know what it was before, because nobody played this variation. But now, if I throw it, bam, now it's triggered. 230 damage. I mean, it's not a bad projectile. It's still slow. You're going to be alternating that and this, right? And if you can hit another one, you get a crushing blow. That is the only change to Shao Kahn. He still didn't get any of the shit changes that the community's been begging for. Specifically forward 3-4 being special cancelable. That he doesn't have that. They just gave him an easier requirement on, or I don't know what the requirement was before. Nobody played that variation. I don't know. I wonder what the requirement used to be. But now you just got to hit 2 hammers in a row. Kind of makes that variation a zoning variation, sorta-ish. 230 damage is nothing to sneeze at. Scarlet's is a real quick one. I don't need to go into the game to show you, but her back 2, so her overhead, the scythe, now does 20 more damage. I wonder if that works on the crushing blow as well. So she has a crushing blow. If she hits the overhead twice in a row, she would get a crushing blow. So I wonder if the crushing blow does more damage. Let's, you know what?
Snowman.
Let's go into practice mode and see how much damage it does. I remember it being kind of on the low end. Now it'll do 20 more damage. So that should help her. That move is really, really unsafe. So that was kind of a big kick in the seat for Scarlet, right? Because you do this. Oh, wow. It does 90 damage. That's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. But if you look at the command, you look at the move, like it's minus 17 on block, right? So it was pretty unsafe. I mean, you could space it and hit it like way out here, but Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, people with fast advancing moves are still going to punish you. But now, if we hit it, that's 90 damage. Bam! 180 damage. Still on the low end of damage for crushing blows, but not bad for having an overhead you could just throw out there. The move still isn't great, as you can see. It's still 22 frames on startup. It's still seeable, but basically now, like, if she throws it out there, she's going to get a little bit more of a payoff, and then she can play the mind game after you get up of, am I going to go low or go for the crush? In which case, yeah, it's a quasi buff to Scarlet. I don't think that really helps her. I don't think that fixes any of her problems as to why people consider her to be so bad. It helps. It doesn't hurt her, but it's not really a good thing, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't really change how she's played. Let's see. So they made Shao Kahn even worse than he already was. They didn't make him worse. They buffed the one variation that nobody plays, and they buffed him in a way that made that variation better. But I don't know if that variation's still going to be any good. Next buff is Sonya, or next change is Sonya. Energy discharge, up and front kick, get up flawless block now starts up in 11 frames, was 13. No longer has 2 frames of vulnerability before its active frames. So her up 3 where she punches the ground, bam, it's now 2 frames faster. And for some reason you could stuff it out before, but now you can't. So if she does the up 3 as a reversal on flawless block or get up, she's invincible from the start, and it's a little bit faster, and that's kind of a buff to it because it's one of the few up 3s that will hit on both sides. So remember, her, Kung Lao, and Garrus are the only ones that can now hit cross-ups with their up 3. So hers is unsafe as shit. You can punish it, but it does have anti-cross-up potential, which is pretty good. Next one, Sub-Zero correct audio now plays during intros when using the Dimitri Vegas skin against an opponent using Joker, which means Sub-Zero has now been buffed to top tier. I don't think you guys understand. This is a very significant and substantial change to the character that will fundamentally change the way he is played in competitive tournament situations. Sub-Zero is now top tier because, as you guys saw, right? As you guys saw at Final Combat, Sonic Fox, the best player in the world, plays as the Joker. And now, if I pick Sub-Zero and I use the Dimitri Vegas skin, I will have the correct audio. I will have the correct Dimitri Vegas voice acting against the Joker, making Sub-Zero infinitely better. This changes all of his matchups now, but specifically it changes the Joker matchup, and it changes Sub-Zero's matchup against Sonic Fox. This is big. This is big. This is like, yo, dude, I'm glad they got this change out of the way before any like major tournament like Combo Breaker or CEO, because this is going to absolutely change the meta for Sub-Zero. Like, he's an entirely new character. Entirely new, because you could use the Dimitri Vegas skin against the Joker, and that's game breaking. Somebody said something in chat. Let me see what he says. I heard a combat cast tomorrow. I didn't hear anything, but if there is, I'm gonna watch it. All right. Anyways, after that game breaking change with Sub-Zero, we have Shang Tsung fixed a rare issue. So I'm not gonna go into the practice mode with Shang Tsung to go over it, because it's more of a small bug fix. Fixed a rare issue that could cause lift amplified to miss the opponent while in the lift hit reaction. So if you did Ermac, right?
Big trouble.
So if you did the Ermac move, sometimes when you hit Ermac and then you went for the amplify, the animation would miss. Now if you amplify it, it should hit more consistently. Okay. Terminator fixed an issue preventing several lines of in-game dialogue from being used when playing as Terminator. Again, this is a buff on the level of Sub-Zero's Dimitri Vegas buff. It's kind of a big deal, right? Because now Terminator can use all of his dialogue options when you pick him. That's definitely going to change the meta, and I want to see how Terminator shakes out in the tier placement after that, because you know, he could definitely become a top tier contender with all of his new voice lines being able to be used properly and not bug out in the middle of a match. Sindel, come forward. Front punch, back punch. Her 1-1-2 string will no longer hit opponents from behind outside of combos. So this is kind of a big deal, because Sindel, let me pull her up and go into practice mode with her.
Hairstyling. Snowman.
So her 1-1-2 used to hit people that were behind her. So if you knew that she was going to go for the string and you went for a jump in to counter it, right? Because the whole point of the string is to cover horizontal space. And like logically in your mind, you would think the counter to that would be to jump over, right? So this string right here covers a lot of horizontal space. And logically, the purple shit is in front of her. It will no longer hit from behind. So we will change which character I'm playing as. We'll switch over to Sub-Zero. We'll record her doing this, right? So then there, you jump over it, right? And now it won't hit you. You can punish her, right? Oh. Hold on, let me time that better. Let me time it right. So you can punish her from the back now, which is how you want to punish Sindel. If you're ever dealing with Sindel, right? If you ever see a Sindel in real life, you absolutely want to punish her from behind. Yeah, I believe that as far as tactics go and high-level gameplay, punishing Sindel from behind is the way to go. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to punish Sindel from behind. So next changes for Joker, the Joker. Kapow crushing blow is now +5 on hit, up from -25.
In desperate need of therapy.
What the fuck? That shit was negative on hit?
Tundra.
That shit used to be minus on hit? I didn't even realize that. Kapow crushing blow. That's the punch, right? Let me see. What's the Kapow crushing blow? I thought that was the punch, right? This triggers of the move hits at maximum range, or if the attack is a counter or punish. Okay, it is now +5 on hit if you get the crush. So let's set up practice mode, frame data, easy crushing blows. right? So you hit this. Oh, you hit it from max range, so probably about right here. And so he has 5 frames of advantage after hitting that. Next one, the forward throw crushing blow requirement triggers if fatal blow is on cooldown, will no longer occur if the fatal blow has been successfully hit. So that was one of the things that kind of made Joker cheap, was that if he did, right? So we set my life percentage to 1%, right? And we did this, and then we would get the crushing blow, right? But the thing is now, so let me turn off easy crushing blows, right? Easy crushing blows are off. Right, so we hit the crush. Oh, hold on. We go in and we hit the crush. And before, if you used your crushing blow, you would still be able to get, or if you used your fatal blow, you'd still be able to do the crushing blow. But now that we've used our fatal blow, you'll see the crush for the grab doesn't come out. That was kind of cheap, because then Joker never had to worry about using his fatal blow, right? That was the whole thing, is I could use the fatal blow, and it doesn't matter, because if I hit it, I still have the crushing blow now, because the fatal blow is on cooldown. I have the grab crushing blow. So it kind of put you in a double jeopardy situation with the Joker. But now if he uses his fatal blow, he loses that grab crushing blow. It is a slight nerf to the Joker. Actually, I think it's a pretty significant nerf to the Joker, because now he can do, now he doesn't have access to, you know, like a double jeopardy situation of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. He's not going to be able to pull off that crushing blow whenever the hell he wants. He's got to make sure to not use his fatal blow before going into the before trying to attempt the grab crushing blow. And that is it on the patch notes. So let me see if chat has said anything else. Hatcher said Kombat Cast, or I already replied to that. So let me stop the recording here, because I'm going to put this on YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SoCalHoneyBadger, and you can hang out with me all day, every day. Like, comment, subscribe, give me like head, and wire all your money to me to support the channel. And if you are watching this on YouTube, those are the things that I want you to do. Hey, so if you follow YouTube enough, you know that they like to put weird stuff all over the screen for the last 30 seconds. So this is going to fill that space. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably right there and there. All over the place right now. Yeah, go ahead and click that stuff if you want. And that's 30 seconds.